All right. 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So this is Ristar. It's a '94 Genesis title. It's the finale of the weird characters who have extendable body parts block. Oh, I just really screwed up that. You're supposed to like. That's kind of a difficult trick. You grab the monkey bars and then fall down. There is a task strat that is impossible where you just kajigger all over the monkey bars, going super duper fast. One thing to note in this game, there's a bunch of like movement tech. If we're on a slope, you go faster if it's down. Whoa, what on earth is happening to it? Oh, I know what's happening to my button. Never mind, I'm good. That's why it hasn't been working. I'm like, why haven't I been able to grab things? Turbo was on.
Oh no.
Okay,
Reset.
Better in the realm of tool assisted.
The snake can go up, down, left, or right. It went up, which is really rude.
And then down.
And then down, so that was the worst it could possibly do. Basically, if you're on a slope and you're going down, you move faster, so you want to jump off the slope. But because jumping carries your momentum, if you're going up, you want to jump onto the slope. So we're moving up to the first difficult trick. We have these star poles. They're called star handles, but that's a dumb name. You guys want to talk about log skip?
All right, so there's up here to just cleared
Nice.
right there, in fact. Very nicely done. Normally you have to knock that tree over. It takes 2 attacks, and then you get an extra little animation where Ristar's sitting there and just sort of like, oh, look at me. I knocked over a tree. That was awesome. And yeah, you don't want that. You can just sail right over it, which is more awesome. And he just plays it off cool, so.
With that one, we do control yourself. You have a max speed, and then if you jump out of what I call star mode, then you go faster. So we use that to gain a few seconds. We have Riho here. I have to be very careful here because it's a really difficult trick. Oh. So it's very precise. You grab him. Oh, come on. You grab him like from behind and just go over the wizard. I call it assaulting the wizard because you need to jump on top of him in order to get it to happen. And that saves like literally 20 seconds. So it's a real shame that we missed that.
It was pretty good with the backup, though.
Yeah.
Actually hitting him on the top level was pretty difficult.
It is. You have to like time it perfectly.
He's a little like wave in the way he moves at the top. You got to hit him at the bottom of it.
In terms of grabs from the ground, you want to grab at the very top of your jump, and she actually nailed that, so it's really difficult.
So from here on out, after each of the bosses, I'm going to have time for donations. But there's not enough time now because we're automatically going into Undertow.
Every time we have this little clear bonus thing.
Riho is like the most intensive boss. Like you need to talk about him the most. So it's every boss after this.
Yeah, most
So,
of these bosses are pretty self-explanatory.
you know how in Sonic water levels suck? They're pretty good here. Ristar's nice and fast. The movement is kind of weird. One of the testers for this game, Sophie, she talks about how like wonky it is to like really get precise movement in the water. I feel it's like quantum mechanics, where like if you look at it too closely, it makes absolutely no sense. But you know, and macro, it's fine. It's the same every time, basically. This is actually a really difficult level for new people. So if you hold left there, there's a full life restore. This boss is literally just waiting for them to fall. It is perfect time for a donation.
Sounds good. Well, we've got $75 from Porcupine Guy. Great work out there, AGDQ. I've watched my nephew conquer his brain cancer for over 5 years now, thanks to all the research, treatments, and medical staff that have helped him along the way. With that said, I never want to see anyone have to fight for their life as he has and millions of others do on a daily basis. Eradicate cancer, make the world a better place. Thanks you all for your tireless work every year.
Thank you for your donation. All right, so we just finished that. Those poor fish creatures having animations where they're like drowning in air. It's terrifying.
You might notice at the end of the level when she gets to the pole, she kind of just like very lightly just moves off the level. That's the fastest way to exit the level. So
Except for like a few, I think.
a few, it's different.
So this level is the world record holder's favorite because it's pretty much the same every time.
Yeah,
there's
Travis loves this level.
there's a lot of RNG in this game, but oh, messed up on frog jump. That's a very new strat. You use the frog to jump up there. It's pretty precise. Here we have the squid mamas. Basically, you kill 3 of them, and then you have this squid that you hit 3 times. It's not RNG dodging her projectiles, but it is. It might as well be.
Actually, a little bit of RNG in the level is where the baby squids spawn.
Oh,
They
yep,
have different
that's right.
patterns. You're never quite free of the RNG in this game. Never quite.
There's so much RNG. Just wait till we get to the boss of this level.
Yeah.
I like your chances at the OSAT lottery. I like it.
Oh, nice.
Well, the bad thing is, in practice, I got perfect. I got perfect shark like 5 times in a row.
So you're ready for the perfect shark. You've practiced it a lot. You're ready to get it. Easy every time.
Easy every time.
This is RNG as well.
Yeah, that's
opening
RNG.
The treasure chest.
It could be in the left one, it could be in the right one. Basically, I always go into the middle because if you're on the left and grab it, you have to move through the whatever kind of fish it is. If you do this perfectly, that squid doesn't move. But if you go from the bottom for some reason, he moves to the left and you have to chase him. I don't really understand how that works.
It's kind of funny how you could just pass that last guy. You don't
Yep.
even have to, you don't even have to
Yep.
hit him.
Go through the bottom.
This is OSAT. He has the most RNG out of all the bosses. The first 2 attacks are the same every time, but after that, it can change. He might have attacks where you can't hit him at all, and that can happen for quite some time, or he can just keep on charging at you.
He has a pool of 6 attacks. 3 you can hit, 3 you can't. This is one you can. He just goes to the side, kind of stops and goes ahead. He has one where he goes straight ahead really fast. And he has one where he comes with, he has that. So
Yeah.
there's one. You can get 2 each time. There's another one. Already bad. I would call this bad RNG. If you get like 4 or 5, it's an absolute nightmare. And you might as well reset. And then he also has one where he goes with fish. There's like fish behind him. And he'll always stay at the top level. There's like 4 levels. And as you can see, we're going down each time. This is really bad RNG, guys.
He's just showing off his attacks.
Oh
Let's
my
showcase.
god.
He just wants to show everybody how cool he is.
Each time he spins, your stomach spins in frustration.
But we are done with him.
We are
so.
done with OSAT.
Past
Get
that
out of
point.
here, you stupid fish.
So Osa gave us really crappy RNG today.
1 donation. We should have time for that.
Sure, and we've got $100 from Cloudy Shoe. Congrats, Liz. Good luck with Ristar, Glovey Star thing. Anyways, thanks for representing all of us Genesis kids. Show everyone just how fast you can go with blast processing.
Oh, yeah.
Squid
Thank you, Cloudy
Dirks.
Shoe.
So, like in that donation, there's a lot of conflict about how to pronounce the name of this game. Liz calls it Ristar. The world record holder calls it Ristar. The producers of the game have said conflicting things.
Yep.
So we don't actually know how to pronounce it.
It's a situation of like someone, the game historian, asked multiple people at Sega, and they gave him 3 different answers.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Ristar,
Just,
Ristar,
like,
Ristar.
as long as you know what character they're talking about, it doesn't really matter.
It's the little star boy.
Okay, that wasn't too good. If you do that star perfectly, you can actually land on this treasure chest. I got that twice in a row in practice, so of course I didn't get it this time. This level, we haven't been talking about it much. There's a few tricks. I didn't do one of them because I'm not very good at it, and it's not super marathon safe.
Marathon
where
safe,
you have the cages push you, and it's like a frame. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. No, if you get both of them, it's something to the effect of like 15 frames or something.
I'm not
like
talking during this boss fight, so you guys do it.
Here
Here
for
we
me,
have more
please.
RNG. So there's a pattern in this. It'll be 1, 2, 3, and then it'll be 4, 5, and 6. These guys appear in a random order. Sometimes you get a good order, sometimes you get a bad order. But if you have bad memory, this boss is going to trip you up so bad.
There's also just the temptation to kill him in the fastest order possible.
Yeah.
That's definitely gotten me on occasion.
It's gotten me too.
Childhood Liz is terrible at this fight. Oh.
And
what
she
a
got bad
nightmare.
patterns too. But we're finally through.
We're through. And now we're at the hardest stretch of the game. Yay! Yay, hardness.
This level is the first real gatekeeper. It has 2 pretty difficult swings in it. Actually, now 3 with the new
yeah,
strat.
because 1 came out. Oh, there we go. Okay.
All right, you got it.
That was a little sketch.
All right.
All right, let me focus.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was
Very nice.
fantastic, yeah.
So usually you'd have to like go under and it would be a whole different area. But if you go through those tiny cracks, you can just squeeze right through.
She makes that jump look easy, but really it is a bit of a
not easy.
it is a bit of a height of the jump sort of grab.
Oh, no.
Whoop.
Oh. Okay, we're going to have to do a backup. You go to this guy and like stand above him, and then he'll set off the bomb. Usually you can just fly over it, but it is really difficult to handle star mode. You bounce all over the place, and you can turn, but it's like really tricky.
In that space particularly, too, the ceilings aren't level. They can just randomly knock you backwards
Yes.
if you just hit the wrong pixel.
When I'm going over the second like little crack in the ceiling, basically I have to make sure not to hold upright because I will just slam into like the unlevel ceiling and go backwards. That happens a lot.
Yeah.
There is a way, if you do the perfect swing there, that you can land on the bucket. I did that for my PB, so I'm never golding in that split ever again. All right, so this is, oh gosh, what's his name?
Adahan.
Adahan. that's
I
right.
call him Molman.
He is Molman. He has the coolest sound effect ever. He can either be up in the air, you saw that once, or he can land on the ground. Landing on the ground is by far better, so of course he stayed in the air twice. It is. I often miss the hands when they come out, so I'm really glad that I didn't. All right,
Very
we
nice.
didn't have to show him coming up. If you miss him there, he'll come up on either side, and it's 50-50. So I just grab down.
Those
And
falling sections
boom.
are deceptively difficult.
And so now he's crying because we beat him.
His fault. He shouldn't have been an evil mole.
He doesn't quit when he falls to the ground either, though. Until you attack him, he will like take little swings at you. It's actually kind of cute. But
It is adorable.
He's very cute, yeah.
One more donation.
Sure. We've got $100 from Kulongers. Shout outs to my gal Liz. May RNGesus be with you on this Ristar run. Here's to a hopefully sub 30 run.
Thank you, Kalongers.
So now we're in Sonata. You
This
mostly,
is the hardest level in the game.
it's very
by far.
difficult, yeah.
it's also my favorite. but-
Everything, mine too. Everything I'm doing right now has to be pretty much exactly perfect. If I mess up, I miss what's called the God Cycle. It's basically just going as fast as you can. Gotta grab, yes. All
Excellent.
right, I should have the God Cycle.
Fantastic.
So these things go up and down at a certain pattern. If I go perfectly, then I can grab it on my way up.
Yeah.
Also, I take a left, like I walk left there, because I have fallen off many times immediately grabbing the metronome. Basically, we're taking these metronomes to these birds, and it changes the music a little bit. I loved this level as a kid. Oh, didn't get that. If you throw that at the perfect time, it can land on this ledge, and you don't have to wait for the air to blow up. And we're moving at the hardest part in the game, so I'm going to need a little bit of quiet.
We're coming upon Sonata Skip, which is really difficult. So.
No. No. Oh. So I'm trying to do this at like the very edge of the. There we go.
Perfect.
4 tries is really good.
It is. It is.
You can stay there for like 20 tries. Like, I'm not even joking.
Yeah, to grab the metronome is 1 frame. It's frame perfect.
And now we have the boss. So there's like 4 difficult things in this level because this boss is also pretty tricky. We use invincibility frames whenever you grab to be able to hit them twice. Basically, they attack in a pattern, and for every other one, you can only hit them once. So I have to make sure to hit the one that needs 2 hits, when I can do 2 hits. Also, on the American version, those little like notes don't appear. So in the Japanese version, we can see which ones fall. And in the American version, they just have to guess. Poor breakdown.
Yeah, well.
It's okay, man. I'm with you.
Poor breakdown in Cronoon. You need to run the Japanese version. I mean, you don't have to. Breakdown had the world record for 7 years. But like, it's way easier. Right, these guys aren't RNG, but they really do feel like it. This level is all about damage boosting. So if I had 3 health, I could just hold right there, take that damage, and just continue on. But as it is, I need damage boosting for this because, like, I've literally... there's been, like, only one time where I have 1 health and get to that guy and don't die.
The little double pole swing there is so smooth.
It is so satisfying. This is a new strat. We go over this way instead and
New route
damage
to the
boost a
level.
little bit. There is, I don't know if it's RNG or if it's timing, but you can get hit twice there and die. And we are
Through.
You're through with this level.
Shout outs to my friend John. That's his favorite music. And here we have Awek. I don't know how you pronounce it, but Awek. We have this cute little happy bird who's
Trying
singing
to
a
have a
symphony.
good time.
He
And
cannot
then-
be the star.
Nope.
No.
No.
Cannot be.
So
Then he's
if,
singing out of tune.
if
with
you
little messed
listen-
up notes.
if you listen closely, the sound gets really messed up. Awek can be really mean. You can always hit him once, just as soon as he gets up, but then he can fly really high up and just shoot feathers down at you, and it loses you like 10 seconds.
Absolutely nothing you can do about it.
Nothing at all you can do about it.
As you can see, though, she is facing towards the left and sort of like boosting herself backwards to be able to get him down fast.
If you face the other way, it recoils you out instead of back into the pole.
This boss was a nightmare as a kid, but if you do that, it's way easier. And there you go. And this, for some reason, is one of the only ones where you have to jump in order to grab the star pole. We can have a donation.
All right, perfect. Well, we've got $15 from Luis. Hey, Liz, it's Luis, Rebecca, April, Chris, and Amanda. Reach for the row stars, and let's kick cancer's butt.
Aw, thanks. I love you guys. You didn't invite me to MagFest. I'm just joking. I bet that made them really angry.
Nah, they love you.
All right, so I just used that crystal to bounce. It's like the only thing in the game that automatically puts you in star mode. I immediately get out of star mode, and that launches me farther. It's just a thing. Star mode has a max speed, and if you get out of it, like sooner, you go further.
You got
Don't
little
really know.
Freon kid following you around this
Yep.
whole level, trying to mess you up.
I
but-
call him the bully. He's here trying to bully you. We're about to fight him. He has a freaking bomb. Like,
He's an aggressive man.
that's a very aggressive bully. All right, so I don't think this is frame perfect, but it's pretty close.
It's a
So-
tiny frame window,
it's a-
certainly.
This is also deceptively hard.
2 for 2.
Oh.
Just barely.
Hey!
All right.
Excellent.
That is
Add applaud for
deceptively
that. That's pretty good.
That is, yeah.
If you
That
stand
was almost
still,
a perfect fight.
if you stand still in the level, Ristar will make a little snowman and be like, "Oh, I did a little snowman." But you use it to make snowballs in that boss fight.
And every once in a while, you make a snowman instead of a snowball.
Yes, it's
It's bad RNG, but it's very cute.
Ristar can take an absolute eternity to make a snowball. All right, so this level is like one of the harder ones for beginners. It's a lot of difficult tricks and just damage that you can take.
Yeah, this is pretty tricky casually, and there are some pretty tricky things for the run itself here, most notably at the end of the level, but we'll talk about that when we get there.
Use that to boost up onto the snowman.
You got little Santa Claus up here.
Yep, he's giving out missiles to all the good little boys and girls.
All right, I have to be careful. You'll notice when I grab the health, it flies up to the right. If I get hit before that, it will kill me, even if I have grabbed the full health. So you have to be very careful. I've died there quite a few times. We're getting up to the ice slopes.
Yeah, this is a pretty cool trick.
These changes of direction are very tricky. As you you can do them wrong and lose your momentum, and there's no way you can make the jump if that happens. All right, so very nice.
Thank
So
you.
if you're wondering what's going on, you see these little slopes. You're supposed to hit the slopes, but what you can do is
If
grab
you-
the top
yeah.
part
If
and
you jump and
boost
grab,
yourself the other way faster.
you can change direction. And I wait before falling there because the star handle doesn't appear. Now we have Edomore. Do you know what his last name is?
What is his last name?
Lunch. His name is Edomore Lunch.
Ooh. So in
And
the
he's a
English
cat.
version of the game, they turned him into a monster for some reason. We don't know why he's not a kitty, but
I mean, it's because the Japanese have an idea of hot spicy foods. Cats hate hot spicy foods. I don't know the name for it.
It's called, like-
Nekojita.
yeah.
There you go.
It's like the cat's tongue can't handle spicy food. Like you say someone has a cat's tongue if they don't like spicy food.
So they changed it to an abominable snowman. But he is way better as a cat.
Oh, yeah.
It's the most important version difference.
Yes.
Smooth.
Clearly. Saves a lot of time in my soul. So this fight is same pretty much every time. The only difference is you'll notice when he falls, he can bounce 3 or 4 times, and that saves like almost no time if you get perfect RNG. But if you mess it up, it follows a pattern, so you can pretty much fix it. That is actually a pretty hard fight, but if you learn it, it's the same every time. It's simple.
And Edomore had a little too much spicy food.
And there he goes.
Yep.
Bye, Edomore. In the manual, he was sent here to like get rid of love, hope, and like music. It's weird.
yeah.
One more donation.
All right, thank you very much. We have a $150 donation from Ventus with no comment, and $100 from Juan Shop. I'm so happy to hear this game given the correct pronunciation. So many gaming YouTubers keep calling it Ristar, and it bugged me to no end. So seeing both Liz and the announcer give it the proper pronunciation makes me so cheery that I'ma give you a nice hundo.
Thank you. There is a hundo %. I'm terrible at it. We're moving up to a really difficult trick. It's the hardest for me, more so than the Sonata skip, which is weird because it really shouldn't be.
The skip is very finicky.
Yeah.
So close. Twice so close.
Oh gosh. Basically, you just slam your head against it. There's like a setup, but we have really no idea. Basically, I'm going to say 2 donations, and then I'm just going to go for it and just like go the other way.
All right, sure. Well, there's $30 from Suddenly Cassie. Been super excited to see Liz run Ristar. Wish I could have been there in person. Donation to Goddess's Choice. And $20 from Chubbas. Good luck in Ristar, Liz. That's Ristar, by the way.
Ooh.
Throwing shade.
He's a rising star.
Yeah, well, he grabs with his wrists.
I hope
No, he doesn't.
I hope OSAT decides to be nice to you, and may the good pole swings be with you.
See, it's because Chubbas didn't wish me good automaton skip. That's why I didn't do it. I swear, you will just slam your head against that for like ages.
He's hogging it for itself, that's why.
Yeah. Liz was pretty mad at me the first time I was running this game because I got it first try.
You were casually playing it. You saw me play it once, and you got it first try. It was upsetting. Oh! That will send me all the way back, by the way.
Well, now you get another chance.
I'm not doing it again.
Aw.
No, I'm not going to make a
One
fool of
more
myself.
try.
No, please, don't. Catman already yells at me when I don't do it. Like, it saves a good amount of time, like maybe 15 seconds.
That's about right, yeah.
But, like, that's if you get it perfectly. Like I said, you can just stay there slamming against it. I wanted to do it because I wanted to show it off.
pretty
Okay,
cool.
I should say everyone who talked to me wanted me to show it off. I wanted to skip it, but that's a shame that I couldn't go through with it. We got Commander Hat coming up.
Oh, Commander Hat.
One of the most difficult mini bosses.
My personal least favorite.
He has RNG. He gave me the worst one. That guy can. That one I get hit by a lot. Basically, he has 4 forms, and he cycles between them and then goes back to the first one. for most of them, you want to be standing here, and there's like a specific like way that you hit each one. Like with that one, you hit it. Otherwise, that one will take forever if you miss it. If you don't hit him there, he will just like stay up there. You can't hit him, and he throws down his
Entire little entourage.
Yeah, I call them Goombas.
That was a really clean fight.
That was a very good fight. Yeah. I was a Genesis kid, but I also had an NES.
So I just want to say this is like the last big platforming stage until we pretty much just hit nothing but bosses. So this is like a Undertow 2, just separated in a bunch of rooms, some puzzles, some platforming, and more.
This is
fights.
one of my favorite stages in the
I
game.
love this stage.
It's
Yeah.
really cool. It's got a lot of tricks like that.
That was really good.
To get up on there. And you got these like cool sections where you go into the background.
That jump is very tricky.
Yeah, that is a really tricky jump. This level has the benefit of having a trick named after me because I invented it by complete accident.
Isn't that how they
Yeah, that
always
was really
happen, though?
Pretty much. And it also has the pancake glitch. I'll talk about both. Okay, so this guy, you have to hit him when he's walking, and if you do it perfectly, you hit him 3 times. If you mess it up, he goes for 4 hits. All right, I think this is the... Yes, it is. So if you do this at a 2-frame window, you can walk next to this and then just do that. And if you have the platform push into you as soon as you touch the teleporter, you'll get
Perfect
pancaked
RNG.
into the side of the wall, and the end of level music will play, and it does nothing. In the beta, actually, it skips the level, which is weird. But if you mash start like perfectly in tasking, it crashes in the regular release. Kick-Ass Pancakes invented that, so we call it the pancake glitch, which is perfect because you pancake yourself.
Yep, smashed into the wall.
It's a perfect name in every way.
It's not like we ever use it, but it's like my coolest glitch. Like my favorite.
There was a lot of excitement when that was found.
Yeah, we were like, oh, maybe we can skip this level. No, never. There's been like 3 glitches discovered in like the past 6 months that we've freaked out about and discovered they're not viable in any way. There's one where you can use the squids in Undertow to like clip yourself to zip, but it zips you into places and just soft lock you.
Yep.
So there's no point.
not
You skip
helpful.
backwards.
And it took us forever to even recreate it in TAS. It was really annoying.
There's the new floor 2 tree skip.
Yep. Our buddy Cronin discovered that.
Yeah, with
by
a-
complete accident.
A nice cancel off a star mode. You can just grab the branch, and if by chance the acorn dude is right over you, you clip through him and then through the tree, and it saves like 5 seconds. But I got it completely by chance. It's pretty difficult.
All right, we got Uranim, which means it's coming up on time for me to take. So you jump over these 2. Uranim has, again, we're taking advantage of invincibility frames.
English is hard.
It is difficult. There's a reason I majored in it, though. And a reason, never mind. So basically, you want to be inside of him and like grab up to hit him as many times as humanly possible, and that's that.
Yep.
Very fast, very clean.
Come on up here.
Good fight.
What?
Come on. Yeah.
We got a little bit of time to take a selfie
This,
here.
this is like 45 seconds, so you can go ahead with donations.
Perfect. Well, quickly, I will mention that the Harmony of Dissonance any % run incentive has been met.
All right.
Ooh.
So that will be happening here after Gargoyles. And as far as donations, we have a $10 donation from Cabs. Finally, the Ristar of the show.
Hey.
Hey.
And we've got a $20 donation from Paper Wasp Nest. Ristar is one of my favorite games of all time. Thank you for running it, Liz.
You are quite welcome. Thank you for watching it. Thank you for donating. That's a little more important. So this is the final area in the game. We just climb up through Greedy's... Whoa. My D-pad is a little bit wonky. There's a bunch of different kinds of Genesis controllers. I have the one with like the worst D-pad. Go. Oh, nope, that was a little bit too late. Okay.
Funny.
You can go into star mode, but it's a little bit slower, unless you miss it, like me. So this is Ibar. I mean, the dude in there, I don't know what he's called. He's got some weird
Ananas.
Japanese name.
Yeah.
How do you know this stuff?
I don't know.
A legend.
Resident lore guy.
The Lord.
He's like the dragon, the like scientist to Greedy, who's the main villain. So I'm doing a thing that's like grab canceling, where if I grab down right as soon as I get knocked back, it actually halves my recoil. So this fight takes half as long.
Yeah, she's actually been using it throughout the run.
Yeah, you want to use it anytime you grab something, basically.
Yeah.
All right, and we are at Greedy, who, if you ever had trouble with him as a kid, don't worry, he is really,
We
really
all
difficult.
still do.
We
yes.
all did and still do. There is a very real chance that I will die here.
Greedy is actually a ridiculously difficult final boss.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of the lore man here, the English and Japanese versions actually have slightly different stories.
Yes.
Right? Yes. So the ending for this is a little different. Actually, connects
Oh,
with the
that was
dirty.
really mean, Greedy.
He's
That's
mean.
not cool at all. He can just like it's rare, but he will just
Back to back that attack.
yeah.
Not a lot you can do about it.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay, I'm good. Oh, gee. Okay. He can do like a black hole attack, which takes like 30 seconds. And time is coming up in one more hit. And time. All right. Not bad. What's up, Estimate? That's what I wanted.